All right, Tets, what's your topic?
Well, I this weekend, I know earlier I said that it's been pretty busy this week, but this weekend I had a little bit of downtime and I jumped onto my Steam account. Um, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people who have this problem where they have a bloated Steam account full of games that they just have never touched. I don't know how much that's true for the two of you guys, but I know a lot of people that are that way.
I know people
I'm
that
very
way.
bad.
I'm not that way necessarily myself. I have like 8 Steam games, I think.
I have a lot of Steam games, and I have a couple that I haven't played. Usually they're from a bundle.
I was gonna say, I think that's my big thing is like they'll have like the humble bundle where I want this one game, and then I get like 6 games from it or whatever. But one game I got a while ago and I just never touched until this weekend was Banished.
I
And
love me some Banished.
yeah, I mean, I've always heard good things about it, and I say I never touched it. I did play like through halfway through the tutorial, like when I first got it, and then never touched it again. But coming back to it, like it was really enjoyable. What are part of this group of people? Well, the people that you're kind of controlling have been banished, and they have to start a town and pretty much survive on their own. Whether you make a town or whatever, they just want to survive. And so it's a real-time strategy.
So,
Trying to
yeah,
think
like there's not a lot of games quite like this because there's no combat.
it's all about building up
Resource
your
management.
resources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like a Sim City kind of, but
a
more in
little bit.
depth.
A smaller scale too, but
Yes.
more, and then you're managing smaller sorts of resources.
Like
you gotta make sure you
buildings.
can get, and you got to get through like the environment, like survive the
Yeah.
environment, like with the winter and stuff.
But part of it too is a matter of, so you don't actually, as soon as you say something or put in a command, it may not happen for a while because you have a set number of people in your town and they will get to work on it. But if you like give them 30 commands and there's only 10 people in the town, it's going to take them a while to get to the end of that command list that
You got to prioritize what you need at the moment, sort of thing.
And even if you cancel an order, if they've started on it, or it might take a while for them to even just decide, okay, we're not going to do that
Right.
because he's canceled it. So it's very micromanagey, or it can be. But
Yeah. So I followed this game throughout its development. It's because it was done by one guy.
yes,
Yeah,
I didn't
one
know
guy
that.
did this. He spent many years on it. I haven't. It's been at least a year since I've last played it, though. So I don't know how much he's added since then. But
he added a
yeah.
few things recently and revamped a few of
Yeah.
like the
So
engine mechanics.
Yeah, it's nice to know that he's still working on it. But yeah, I thought it was great because this was like exactly the kind of game I wanted at the time, because I love the idea of sort of like that or SimCity type thing, but just like as a survival game.
I think the closest other game, like in my mind, that connects to it is Dwarf Fortress, but it's 3D. It's not like Dwarf Fortress
Yeah,
being the little
Dwarf
characters.
Fortress is a whole
Yeah, that's
thing
its
on
own thing.
though.
Yeah.
Plus, I wanted a game with no combat because
Yeah.
I didn't want to because I play sim game or like 4X games, but that's a lot of combat is a big part of it too, or can be at least, and that's like against other people too. I just wanted a game where I could build up a civilization, but just like really focus on that, and I found this while it was in development, and I was really pleased with how it all came out.
So where does like the, I guess, failure or conflict in the game come from? Is it all from the environment and getting your
Yeah.
followers to do what you want them to do, basically?
Yeah,
much.
so there's the two main, at least the two main deaths that are lose scenarios that I come across. Both stem from everybody dying in my town. That's pretty much the way you would lose, but is either through starvation or through freezing to death, because the winters can be very bad, and if you do not prep properly as far as like food storage goes, your people will starve to death. And if you didn't properly prep for the wood, like your wood storage, they'll freeze to death. If you did not make enough clothing for the winter before winter comes through, you're gonna freeze to death. Like, So it is very realistic in those kind of ways, which I know isn't for everybody. But it's definitely enjoyable. Like I don't think it's done in like an irritating way. It's very intuitive. I feel like
You died of dysentery.
you can die of diseases. There are some things that'll even disease like your crop fields, and if you aren't like careful, it can infect other crop fields
Oh no.
of similar types. And then sometimes of not similar types, depending on what it is. If it's like a plague of bugs or something. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I easily spent like a day playing that game before I realized how late it was.
Does it just go on until you basically lose the game, or is there like an actual end scenario?
I think it's just until like in whatever end scenario you mentally plan. Kind of like SimCity or other city builders.
Yeah.
There's not necessarily like a scenario.
There's also, you can mod the game, so
Yes, it has native mod
support.
function support. There we go. To the point where you can just like in the game itself be able to click and go into the Steam Workshop and download mods and
Yeah, so you can add a lot of different kind of gameplays. What you tailor to what maybe you're more looking for, like make it even harder on yourself or easier.
I've seen combat mods. I've seen scenario mods where they're like, survive to this year, but make sure you have this many, this big a population by this year, or whatever. Granted, it's a mod, and I know some people might say, well, that should be, part of the core gameplay. But again, it's one guy did this.
Community stuff.
Yeah,
it's all done by one guy.
You don't want to turn into Bethesda.
I think he did a really great job with it.
Yeah. And the aesthetic is really nice. Like, it's very rustic. It's very not quite pioneer-y, but kind of I don't know. It's like kind of this mid area between like medieval and pioneer American. The aesthetic's different because it has like aspects of both, but it's nice. I enjoy it. It's very pleasing to just kind of sit there while you're playing and just enjoying the way it looks, enjoying the sounds. The music's
sort of
very
like,
nice and calming.
It's a snug, like, chill game that you just like wind down to, basically.
Yeah.
Very like
exactly.
low engagement. I don't mean that like a derogatory term, but like just like it's like turning on like just like a chill movie or something like that, or something.
It can be.
Yeah, sort of.
Like you don't.
Yeah,
You can speed it up, but you could also keep it like real timey.
Yeah, and again, it can be very difficult, and it's very micromanagey. So for some people, that might be too engaging. But especially once you get into a rhythm with it, you can just kind of keep going and just kind of get into the flow and just kind of relax as you're going through and building things up.
And should also mention it's an indie game. One guy built it, and it's $20.
Oh yes, yeah, $20. And I see it on sale all the time.
Yeah.
Like it pops up on the Steam sales often.
Dude,
I definitely
go on.
I was just gonna say I definitely recommend taking a look at it. It may not be your slice of cake, but
it's definitely not mine.
Wouldn't hurt to check. I mean, yeah, but it's if it is, if you're into those kind of city building games, I do think that you'll enjoy it.
Oh yeah, they're popular for a reason. So I mean, people love them. I haven't even touched Mordor yet. I've barely had any time for video games, honestly. My weekends have been pretty consumed, and work's been busy the past few weeks. So
don't talk to me about a backlog. I'm just now getting around to Kingdom Hearts.
Oh wow, nice. This was the time for me. This was my projected time to clear my backlog of gaming, and it's not working out. It's not happening. Huh? It's not happening at all. Stuff's about to start coming out for like the fall season. Oh man.
Oh yeah, I guess we never mentioned, but Meta left after the L5R stuff.
Yeah.
I guess we could have announced that.
If you didn't notice, he has to leave sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes I get home late. But yeah.
Probably has the most life out of the four of us, I feel like.
Yeah, probably. All right.
Well, he's got to, yeah.
This has been episode 18 of Podcast 5 Rings, your source and enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of 5 Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud. Now topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Fridays. Meta hasn't really been able to stream that much lately, but still give him a follow. I'm sure he'll be back to the grind eventually. He's at twitch.tv/PSOFlow. Follow us on our social media. We're on Twitter at Podcast5R, Facebook P5R Podcast. Really looking forward to seeing what clan we get to talk about next week, because we don't know yet. As of this recording, we're probably going to find out tomorrow during the L5R live thing.
Part of me thinks that it's going to be presented like the next two are going to be Phoenix and Scorpion because the twins.
No, and I bet it's Unicorn then Phoenix.
It's Unicorn and Phoenix, I'm sure.
Oh no, I want Phoenix so bad.
Phoenix and Unicorn to vote, I'm sure. Scorpion's going to be last.
Join us next week for Unicorn. It's going to be Unicorn. Pony Tom. All right, see you guys later.
See y'all next week.
Bye.